Chef Reabetjoe Mokoko, who is better known as Rea-The Cooking Dietitian, has embarked on a quest to turn her passion into a business. Through her social media platforms, Reabetjoe spreads her knowledge as a chef and dietitian by providing a multidisciplinary approach towards addressing the health and nutrition issues our country faces. And she joins us now via Zoom to tell us more about the recipes she shares that aim to help with nutrition and healthy living that is affordable. Ria, a very good morning to you. Thanks for joining us. Welcome to Morning Live.
Thank you, and good morning to you and the viewers at home.
Let's start with, where this passion for food, cooking and nutrition comes from.
The passion starts as young. I think from primary school, I was raised by my aunt who was a diabetic. And I realized we did a lot of things incorrectly only because of the lack of knowledge. And she ended up complicating with the diabetes. And she was also a big cook, but at the same time, we're not addressing most of her nutritional needs through cooking. And that's where the passion started. I wanted to be able to address people's nutritional needs through cooking and just teaching them the basics.
You know, there's this notion that healthy eating and living is quite expensive, but you disagree with this, isn't it? Tell us why.
I definitely disagree. I always tell my patients and people everywhere, wherever I communicate, to say, it's really about what you have and how you use it. If you have vegetables at home, even if it's just carrots and cabbage, if you cook those, if you steam those and you don't add salt and you don't add spices and you keep them as fresh as possible without adding too much oil and things like that, that is the start of a healthy meal. If you have chicken and that's all you have and you don't deep fry it, but you rather grill it or bake it or you stew it, that is also another step in the right direction. So I'm against this notion that healthy eating is expensive because we always like to take on the Western diet and think that's healthy. But even what our elders used to eat, morogo, bohobe, mabele, and such things, those are healthy and nutritious.
What are some of the practical approaches to nutrition that you can share with our viewers?
Some of the practical approaches really, I always tell people that keep it simple. I think people always want to adapt what other people are using and what's working for them. Because if somebody comes now and says that they were using banting and banting is working for them, now you're going to go back home and share your whole cupboard, your whole fridge, and want to buy things for banting and go onto this new bandwagon. But I always keep it simple, use what you have. It's about really healthy cooking, healthy food preparation, the portions that we eat also. As South Africans generally, we tend to eat a whole lot more starch and less vegetables and more meat. So if you balance it out and you now start to consume more fruits and vegetables, your starches are the healthier ones. Like we stay away from the refined starches like your white bread, your fried chips and such things. And you start eating more of your brown breads and your whole grains. That is a great step in the right direction. Trying to limit your salt intake, using of spices, intake of cool drinks is another problem, and drinking more water. So those are really the simple things that we can really start with. You don't really need to buy food that you can't even pronounce, that you don't even know how to cook. Take what you have, prepare it really in a healthy way.
And through your social media and other platforms, Ria, you share recipes that are nutritious and are not so deep on the pocket.
Definitely, because like I say, healthy eating can be simplified. And on my social media pages, I really go in that direction. I show people that to create a healthy meal, like for example, right now because it's cold, creating a healthy soup. Beans, lentils, and those things are really not expensive. A packet of them is like 10, 15 rand. And then you just get whatever vegetables you have and you throw them in there and you create a hearty, warm soup. So my page is all about teaching people that you don't even have to break your pocket to eat healthy, to live healthy, and to just have that healthy living lifestyle. Yeah.
Now, do unpack for us, if you can, Ria, what a nutritious meal looks like. What must a plate have for it to qualify as healthy?
Okay, that's a great question, Cynthia, because most people are always asking, so what does it take to eat healthy? What should, things like that. So we as dietitians always recommend, so there's this plate model that is normally used to educate diabetics. And it goes by, half of the plate should be fruits and vegetables. So when you are eating, please ensure that at least half of your plate is your vegetables, and then your starches. So either it's your pap, your rice, another thing, butternut potatoes, sweet potatoes, corn. Please, guys, that is classified as a starch. So if you are having a starch, it should be about the size of your fist, and it should occupy just about a quarter of your plate. And if you think about it, most of the time as South Africans, it's literally the other way around. Our starches normally occupy half of the plate, and our vegetables are quite, yeah.
Are you talking about me, Ria?
Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's... So ideally, your starch should be kept about the size of your fist. Because you must remember that starches are energy dense. And that's why we say that you try to keep them to the size of your fist. Okay. And then with the meat, we always say the less fat, the better, and it should be about the size of the hand of your palm. Okay. So that's ideally how a healthy plate should look like.
Gosh, I've been getting wrong all these years, Ria. Now, am I correct to say that there's a big difference between a healthy meal and a balanced diet?
Definitely. So with a healthy meal is just what I explained, that half of your plate is your vegetables, your carbs are this size, and then your meat. So a healthy, balanced diet is everything in moderation. I always tell people, I eat hot wings, but I don't eat them every day, nor do I eat them every second day. I'll eat them like once a week, once every 2 weeks, or once a month. Okay. I eat chocolates. I do give my kids chocolates, but it's not an everyday thing. They know that. It's a once a week thing. So a healthy balanced diet is about saying that most of what you take in is healthy and nutritious to the body. Because remember, food is there to heal and to nourish you. So that is the main portion of your diet, should be things that really feed you and nourish you. And of course, you can take in your alcoholic beverage in moderation. Sure. You can take in your sugars in moderation. So it's about the things that you know don't add much value and can actually contribute to things like weight gain or increasing your risk factors for diabetes and things like that. You literally limit the intake. But it is part and parcel of a healthy diet. Do not deprive yourself too much, because that's another problem that we have. We are too extreme in South Africa. We either deprive or we overindulge.
Okay. Now, as a qualified nutritionist who is passionate about educating South Africans on the practicality of healthy eating and living, where would you place us as a country in terms of adopting these kinds of lifestyles?
Okay, so from the stats that were done, from the surveys that were done, I think it was in 2019 where South Africa was named as the unhealthiest country in the world. So we are we rank quite low in terms of healthy living and a healthy lifestyle. I even tell some people that, sometimes I literally have to threaten patients to say, okay, you are diabetic, but you're still consuming cold drinks, you're still consuming sugars, you are not changing. What do you want? Do you want to become amputated? Do you want to lose your eyesight? So South Africans are quite stubborn in terms of change. It takes a really drastic life event for them to want to change and really start to want to practice healthy eating. So we still have a long way to go. The obesity numbers in kids under 5 is also showing us that we're not changing. It's actually getting worse. It's a bad picture. So I'm hoping somehow, things like obesity and nutrition in South Africa will start to become a priority, and we actually drive towards a preventative. Because right now we are addressing people when they're already sick, but we could be pushing towards more preventative measures.
You're also big on meal preparations. Now speak to us about this and why you believe that is important.
Okay. So when I was still a student dietitian and would be doing practicals in the hospitals, what I realized is that with some people, they honestly want to live healthy. They honestly want to implement the healthy living guidelines and live a healthier life. But you find that it's due to a lack of time that we are still just as I started a catering company called Plates and Scales, and I really focus on putting together meals, catering for either your household, for your events and things like that, to just push people into the healthier direction. But at the same time, for clients that come in, I always say that try and find a day where it's not too hectic. Like most people would say, on Sundays, it's not too hectic. And I'll say, on Sundays, if it's not too hectic, please cook your meals in bulk so that you have food to use during the week instead of now when you knock off, now you're going to pass by your nearest fast food place every day, and that becomes your daily diet, your daily intake. Because then that only increases your risk of contracting non-communicable diseases such as diabetes and high blood pressure.
Rea, the cooking dietitian, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for your time. Thank
All
you.
right. Good stuff. Do have a great day now. And that was registered dietitian and a qualified chef Reabetjoe Mokoko, and we were just in conversation with her about her passion for nutritious recipes that she shares through her social media.